Whatever picture you see first reveals what kind of person you are, part 1. Up first is this photo, and if you saw the 3 vases first, it means that you have very big goals in life, but you will never accomplish them until you step out of your comfort zone. Also, it means you love focusing on yourself and you really don't worry about what other people are doing. But if you saw 2 people, it means that life has been feeling extremely boring for you. It also means you're a very kind soul, but you're ready to do anything you have to do in your life. Next up is this picture, and if you saw a rabbit, it means that you always consider every single consequence before you do anything ever. And some people consider you mean because you're a real and honest person. But if you saw a duck, it means that you have rapid mood swings, and you also make decisions based off emotion, and you always see things the way they are. Finally is this picture, and if you saw the boat first, it means that you're a very lonely person and you're more sad than happy most of the time. You also want to find love, but it's been extremely hard. But if you saw the alligator first, it means that you'd rather be hot than cold any day of the week. And you always stand up for yourself no matter what anybody says. Whatever picture you see first reveals what kind of person you are, part 2. Up first is this picture. If you just see a normal explosion, then you are the type of person who gets scared very easily. You also hate fighting and try to avoid any conflict. But if you see a couple kissing, then you're the type of person who really wants a relationship, and you constantly think about loved ones. Next up is this picture. If you see a woman's face and a baby's face, then you are very warm and loving, and you're the nicest person out of all your friends. But if you saw a man's face in the tree, then you are a very energetic person, and you're always on the move trying to do something. Whatever picture you see first reveals what kind of person you are, part 3. Up first is this picture. If you see a lion, it means that you're the type of person to get to the bottom of things, and that you're very brave and not afraid to face your fears. But if you see some sort of exotic bird, then it means that you are kind of an irresponsible person, but you can be creative at times, and you have desire to help the planet. Next up is this picture. If you see 2 crocodiles, then it means you're the type of person that tries to keep every situation under control, and that you're a great leader. But if you see a bird, it means that you love sleeping, and that you're a very straight up person, and you make sure that your opinion is heard. Whatever picture you see first reveals what kind of person you are, part 4. Up first is this picture. If you see a dog's leg and tail, it means that you are a very creative thinker and could get yourself out of any situation. But if you saw a dog's snout, it means that friendship is everything to you and that you always give people second chances. Next up is this picture. If you saw the Wolverine, it means that you are very brave and that you're a very big Marvel fan. But if you saw 2 Batmans, it means that you're a problem solver and that you like DC over Marvel. Whatever picture you see first reveals what kind of person you are, part 5. Up first is this photo. If you see 3 vases, it means that you have very big goals in life, but will not accomplish them until you step out of your comfort zone. Also, it means that you love focusing on yourself. But if you saw 2 people, it means that life feels very boring for you, and that you're a very kind soul, and you are ready for anything that happens to you in your life. Next up is this picture. If you saw a rabbit, it means that you consider every single consequence before doing anything, and you're a very mean and straight up person. But if you saw a duck, it means you have rapid mood swings, and you make a lot of decisions based on emotion. Whatever picture you see first reveals what kind of person you are, part 6. Up first is this picture. If you see a baby, it means that you prefer your own company than hanging out with others. Also, you don't change the way you act around anybody. But if you saw the couple, it means that you will do anything for your friends, and you enjoy hanging out with big groups of people and going to parties. Next up is this picture. If you saw a car, it means that freedom is very important to you, and that you love going on car rides. Also, you take your time on everything that you do and do not rush. But if you saw a man holding binoculars, It means that you focus on all the little things in life, and that you're a very quick learner. Also, you pay attention to things more if you enjoy it. Whatever picture you see first reveals what kind of person you are, part 7. Up first is this picture. If you saw lips, it means that you take things the way they are, and you never judge anyone. Also, you love helping people and are a very giving person. But if you saw trees, it means that you love the outdoors, and that you're a perfectionist, and make sure that everything is perfect no matter what situation you're in. Next up is this picture. If you saw a chess piece, it means that you take your time and never rush no matter what you are doing. But if you saw two faces, it means whenever there is a problem, you're the first person to try and fix it. And you don't expect any handouts from anybody. Whatever picture you see first reveals what kind of person you are, part 8. Up first is this picture. If you saw a face, it means you are a very creative person and you love art, books, and music. But if you saw a cat, it means you have very good eyesight and you're also very good at convincing people. Next up is this picture. If you saw a crocodile, it means you are a practical person and don't like taking any risks. But if you saw the boat, it means you are a person who stands out from the crowd and are very unique. Also, you never waste your time on meaningless things. Whatever you see first reveals who you are, part 9. Up first is this picture. If you saw the old woman first, it means that old age scares you and you want to stay young forever. It also means you think your life is going by too fast, and sometimes you just want it to slow down. But if you saw the young girl with her head turned, it means that you find yourself very attractive, but nobody else really does. This makes you very insecure and causes you to have anxiety too. Next up is this picture. If you saw the two horses first, it means that you're a decently athletic person, and a lot of people count on you for a variety of different things. But if you saw the woman's face first, it means you haven't had a significant other in quite a long time, and it's something that you really want in your life. Also, you're the type of person that always says what they're thinking, and is always brutally honest. Whatever picture you see first reveals what kind of person you are, part 9. Up first is this picture. If you saw an old man, it means you are pretty sensitive and are a gentle soul. And you always feel bad for others and would do anything to help them. But if you saw the woman, it means that you always look for shortcuts in life. And that you're not the nicest person, but you have a very big heart. Next up is this picture. If you are a girl and saw the man's face, it means that you want a romantic partner very bad, and you haven't been in a relationship in a long time. But if you're a man and saw the woman's face first, it means you are a very practical person, and you see things the way they are. Whatever picture you see first reveals what kind of person you are, part 10. Up first is this picture. If you saw the skull first, it means you are very aware, and you understand that nothing lasts forever. Also, you always wonder what life is like after death. Next up is this picture. If you saw the black candlestick first, it means that you are a great thinker, and you always plan before you do anything. Also, you have a lot of friends, but you still feel lonely. But if you saw the two faces, it means you like getting things done quick, but efficiently. And that you always want to go do stuff, but you'd rather just sit home alone. Whatever picture you see first reveals what kind of person you are, part 11. Up first is this picture. If you see a face, it means you are very aware and always know what's going on. Also, you love having fun, but you're very responsible. But if you just saw the flowers, it means you love the outdoors and that you appreciate all life. Next up is this photo. If you saw a skull first, it means you always wonder what happens after death and that you love violence. But if you saw a woman with her head down, it means that you have a kind soul and that you would always help somebody no matter how hard or difficult it is. Whatever picture you see first reveals what kind of person you are, part 12. Up first is this photo. If you see a duck first, it means that you are the funny person in your friend group. And you also never judge a book by its cover. But if you saw a bunny, it means that you love the outdoors, and you always have a hard time making up your mind on what to do. Next up is this picture. If you saw a man's face first, you secretly want to be in a relationship, and also be in control of everything that's happening in your life. And you love helping and guiding other people. But if you saw the huts and the boy in the picture first, it means you haven't been in a relationship in a long time. It also means that you live life slow and don't take anything for granted. Whatever picture you see first reveals what kind of person you are, part 13. Up first is this picture. If you see a bunch of wild animals, it means you always look for the good in people that you meet, and that you love hanging out with your friends, but you're never the one to text them first. But if you just see a normal forest, it means you're very happy with your life right now, and you're very excited for the future. Next up is this picture. If you saw just snow mountains first, it means that you love the winter, and that you're not the best at making eye contact with people. But if you saw 3 bears on the mountain, it means you have a soft spot for animals, and you're not the biggest fan of hunting. Whatever picture you see first reveals what kind of person you are, part 14. Up first is this picture. If you see soldiers riding on horses, it means that you never hesitate to ask for help, and you're not embarrassed to fail and start over. But if you saw an old woman's face, it means that you know how to listen to anybody who's talking to you, and that you love taking care of others that need help. Next up is this picture. If you just see a normal cow, it means that you're a very shy person, but when the time is right, you can be very outgoing. Also, you tend to have people on your mind all the time. But if you saw all the continents on the cow's body, it means that you have a keen eye for small detail, and that you want to travel the world one day. Whatever picture you see first reveals what kind of person you are, part 15. First is this picture. If you saw the tree first, it means you see things how they are, and you really don't know how to express your emotions. But if you saw the gorilla first, it means that you have very high self-esteem, you also know a lot more things than your friends do, and always want to learn more. Next, if you saw the lion first, it means that you really don't think and you just act on your instincts. Also, you never back down from a challenge and never get intimidated. Finally, if you saw the fish, it means that you always see the little things in life and people, and you love nature and you feel like it gives you energy. Whatever picture you see first reveals what kind of person you are, part 16. Up first is this picture. If you saw the skull first, it means that you are an easy person to deal with, and nothing really bothers you. Also, you always wonder what happens after death. But if you saw the girl looking into the mirror, it means you always see things the way they are, and you also forgive people very easily. Also, you always want to go do stuff, but never have the energy to do it. Next up is this picture. If you see the cat going down the stairs, it means that you're a very good problem solver, and you love staying up late. But if you saw the cat going up the stairs, it means your love life isn't all that good. And one of the things you want the most is love in your life. Also, you have a lot of friends. Whatever picture you see first reveals what kind of person you are, part 17. Up first is this photo. If you see a man running through the snow, it means that you are a very active person, but whenever you try to make plans, nobody ever wants to do anything. Also, you're not the biggest fan of conflict, and you're the one that stops situations from escalating. But if you saw a dog running in the snow, it means that you are very shy, but once somebody gets to know you, you're actually a very fun and outgoing person. Next up is this picture. If you see a cat, it means that you overthink everything, which sometimes results in you canceling plans. But if you saw a mouse, it means that you're very nice, but you also have a mean side. And you love driving around and listening to music. Whatever picture you see first reveals what kind of person you are, part 18. Up first is this picture. If you saw the girl's face first, It means that you are looking for love, but having a hard time finding it. Also, you're a very lonely person, but you choose to be that way. But if you saw the two horses first, it means that you think very highly of yourself and believe that you can do anything. Also, you're very confident and never listen to anybody but yourself. Next up is this picture. If you saw the skull first, it means that you always think about what happens after you die, and it kind of makes you nervous. Also, you're very polite and never get in trouble. But if you saw the woman first, it means that most days you are very happy, but suddenly get in a bad mood out of nowhere. Whatever picture you see first reveals what kind of person you are, part 19. Up first is this picture. If you saw the little girl first, it means that you want kids one day, but you always second guess it. Also, you'd rather hang out with one of your good friends than hang out with a group or go to a party. But if you saw the skull, it means that you hate being lonely, but you always choose to be lonely. Also, you always cancel plans just to stay home and do nothing. Next up is this picture. If you saw the tree and the girl, it means that nature has always been an interest of yours, and you sacrifice your happiness for other people. But if you saw the face, it means sometimes you don't recognize the person you see in the mirror, and that most of the time you don't know what to do and you feel lost. Whatever picture you see first reveals what kind of person you are, part 20. Up first is this picture. If you saw a human hand, it means that you want to be in a relationship, but you aren't doing anything to make it happen. Also, you're very sensitive and you cannot take a joke. But if you saw the lion, it means that everybody follows you, and sometimes those people are way too nice. And mentally, you feel like you never have fun because you think everybody uses you. Next up is this picture. If you saw the man holding two swords, it means that you feel trapped in your current situation and you have no idea what to do with your life. But if you saw the skull, it means that you will do anything to succeed and you never take no for an answer. Whatever picture you see first reveals what kind of person you are, part 21. Up first is this picture. If you saw the mountains, it means you are very bored with your life and you want a fresh start. Also, you're very forgiving and you notice people try and take advantage of that. But if you saw the horses, it means that you've been very lonely and there has been nothing to do. You always try and make plans, but people just don't want to do anything. You're also very kind and fun to be around. Next up is this picture. If you saw the trees and the lions, it means you love doing things in groups and never alone. Also, you're very needy and always get what you want. But if you saw the lion's face in the tree, it means that you are a natural leader and that people always come to you for guidance and advice. Whatever picture you see first reveals what kind of person you are, part 22. Up first is this picture. If you saw the goat first, it means that you have a soft spot for animals and you hate anybody who treats animals bad. Also, you wish your day-to-day life was way more exciting than it is. But if you saw the man's face, it means that you have a lot of friends, but you get the vibe that none of them actually like you. Also, you prefer being early than late. Up next is this picture. If you saw the dragon first, it means that you love fictional creatures and Greek mythology. Also, unlike a lot of people, you can take a joke. But if you saw the man's face with the hat on, it means you have no idea what you want to do with your life, and it makes you very nervous. Whatever picture you see first reveals what kind of person you are, part 23. Up first is this picture. If you saw the two birds first, it means that you have one really good friend that you consider family. Also, you're a very social person, but you still feel lonely. But if you saw leaves and only one bird, it means that you're a family person and family is everything to you. Also, you never get in trouble, and whenever you do, it's for very little things. Up next is this picture. If you saw the three fish first, it means that you love seafood. Also, that you care a lot about all living things, even insects. But if you saw the woman's face, it means that you want to be in a relationship, but nobody is giving you a chance. Also, you're very caring and everybody likes you. Whatever picture you see first reveals what kind of person you are, part 24. Up first is this photo. If you saw the flowers first, it means that you have high hopes for your future and you are super excited to see where life takes you. Also, it doesn't matter what somebody has to you, it only matters how they treat you and others. But if you saw the girl's face first, it means that you're missing somebody in your life right now, and you would do anything to get them back. Next up is this picture. If you saw the two faces first, it means you always want more than what you get, and you never get satisfied no matter how good you're doing. But if you saw the candlestick, it means that sometimes you're a very lonely person and wish you had more friends. Also, you never get in trouble and you're a huge dog person. Whatever picture you see first reveals what kind of person you are, part 25. Up first is this picture. If you saw the waterfall first, it means that you love hanging out with your friends, but you also need your alone time. But if you saw the people in the white robes, it means that you feel lost in your life right now and have no idea what to do. Also, it means you're very kind and determined. Next up is this picture. If you saw the trees first, it means that your goals are extremely big for the future and you would do anything to achieve them. But if you saw the skyscrapers in the sky first, it means that you dream of living in a big city and want to get out of your small town. Whatever picture you see first reveals what kind of person you are, part 26. Up first is this picture. If you saw the kids riding bikes on the road, it means that you miss your childhood a lot and you would do anything to get it back. Also, you don't like how fast you're growing up. But if you saw the sidewalk and the trees underneath the kids first, it means that your mood depends on the weather, which means during sunny days you're in a very good mood, and during rainy and cloudy days you're not feeling your best. Next up is this photo. If you saw the fields and the plain first, it means that you're not one to shy away from a challenge, and you love when you're the underdog. Also, you're a very hard person to fool. But if you saw the kids in the bed, it means that one of your favorite things to do is sleep, and you feel the most relaxed when you're in bed. Whatever picture you see first reveals what kind of person you are, part 27. Up first is this picture. If you saw a house and a lake first, it means that you do not like ordinary, and you're always looking for something new and unique. Also, you're very excited to see where you end up in the future. But if you saw the people standing on glass first, it means every time that you look in the mirror, you always look for what's wrong with you. And every single day, you never have a clue what you're going to be doing. Next up is this picture. If you saw the staircase first, it means that you're very creative and a very good problem solver. Also, you're the leader of your friend group. But if you saw the portal first, it means that space excites you and you wonder what's out there beyond the stars. Also, you would love to meet new people, but you're just shy. Whatever picture you see first reveals what kind of person you are, part 28. Up first is this picture. If you just saw the pond in the woods first, it means that you love the outdoors and always feel happy when you're there. Also, sometimes you feel that people never understand you, no matter how hard you try and make them. But if you saw the woman carrying the lantern, it means that you want a relationship in your life, but it's extremely hard to find one right now. Also, you treat people with a lot of respect, but sometimes feel you don't get that same respect back. Next up is this photo. If you saw the two kids stacking up blocks, it means that you have a soft spot for children and would love to have your own kids one day. But if you saw the city in the background first, it means that you have big goals and nothing is going to stop you from achieving them. Also, you're very understanding and very easy to talk to. Whatever picture you see first reveals what kind of person you are, part 29. Up first is this photo. If you saw a bridge in water first, it means that you have a lot of people that you need to make up with, and you really don't enjoy conflict. Also, you can move on from things very easily, and you're also very forgiving. But if you saw the ships on the water first, it means that every time you're at the ocean, you feel extremely happy, and you never want to leave. Also, you like when people answer your text and calls quickly, and you completely hate it when it takes people long. Up next is this picture. If you saw kids skating on ice first, it means that you have a friend group that you can hang out with, but sometimes you choose not to and rather stay home by yourself. But if you saw the night sky with clouds, it means you love looking at the night sky and just thinking what could possibly be out there. Whatever picture you see first reveals what kind of person you are, part 30. Up first is this picture. If you saw people flying kites first, it means that you prefer doing things alone rather than being in a group. Also, you wish you can slow down time because everything's moving so fast. But if you saw the ships in the ocean first, it means that you want to go on a cruise extremely bad, but you never got the chance. Also, the ocean completely blows your mind and amazes you, but it also terrifies you. Next up is this picture. If you saw a girl letting balloons off into the sky first, it means that you have to understand that some things are just out of your control and you have to let them go. Also, you're extremely caring and everybody knows that. But if you saw the clouds and the blue sky first, it means that you have to start living in the present more and stop thinking ahead. Also, you're extremely young and you're in no rush. Whatever picture you see first reveals what kind of person you are, part 31. Up first is this picture. If you saw snow on the ground first and the house, it means that winter is your favorite season and it just makes you happy. Also, you're extremely forgiving, which you know you have to stop being. But if you saw the white beds and the kids sleeping first, it means you're not scared to speak your mind and you're always honest. But sometimes you feel like you don't get the respect that you deserve and it rubs you the wrong way. Next up is this picture. If you saw the two kids playing on a playground first, it means that you're a very athletic person and grew up playing sports your whole life. But if you saw the city first, it means that you think famous cities are overrated and you're much rather settle down in a small, comfortable area. Whatever picture you see first reveals what kind of person you are, part 32. Up first is this picture. If you saw the two kids building the puzzle first, it means that you think important pieces are missing from your life right now, and you are in a rush to find them. Also, you're very kind and would gladly help somebody else over yourself. But if you saw the kids in the puzzle going to the house first, it means that you value your friends a lot and you love hanging out with them. Also, you live a simple life and you're really not interested in anything fancy or expensive. Next up is this picture. If you saw the bridge first and the train, it means that you have a hard time making eye contact with people and you're very shy. But if you saw the people standing on top of each other first, it means you work really well together with other people and everybody always asks for your help. Whatever picture you see first reveals what kind of person you are, part 33. Up first is this photo. If you saw the waterfall first, it means that you appreciate the beauty of nature and you don't take it for granted. Also, recently life has been extremely boring for you and you hope that changes. But if you saw the women dancing first, it means that you want to be in a relationship right now, but it's hard to find. Also, you're extremely picky and hold yourself extremely high. Next up is this picture. If you saw the person laying in the pond first with a blue sky, it means you'd rather stay home alone and relax than go out and have fun with your friends. But if you saw space first, it means that space is the most fascinating thing to you, and it completely blows your mind. Also, you always wonder if there's other life out there in the galaxy. Whatever picture you see first reveals what kind of person you are, part 34. Up first is this picture. If you saw the four friends just hanging out relaxing, it means that you feel the most comfort when you're with your friends, and you also turn to them to all your problems. But if you saw the trees first, it means that you consider yourself connected to nature, and you're also the first person that everybody asks for help, but when you need help, nobody helps you. Next up is this picture. If you saw trees first, it means that you'd rather walk through the woods and enjoy nature rather than go to the beach. Also, you're extremely kind-hearted and trustworthy. But if you saw the ships in the water first, it means that you have a big fear of going on a boat, and the ocean actually really scares you. Whatever picture you see first reveals what kind of person you are, part 35. Up first is this photo. If you saw the skyline of a city first, it means that you have very big dreams in life, and nothing will stop you from achieving them. Also, your presence is extremely intimidating. But if you saw the two kids stacking blocks, it means that you're kind of scared to grow up and miss the simple things in life. Also, you're a person that's always on time and never late. Next up is this picture. If you saw the trees first, it means that nature calms you down in a weird way, and you love being around it. Also, you love making other people happy before you make yourself happy. But if you saw the buildings first, it means that you're very creative and have a very good eye. Also, a lot of people respect you and appreciate your opinion. Whatever picture you see first reveals what kind of person you are, part 36. Up first is this picture. If you saw the train going across the bridge first, it means that no matter what happens to you in your life, you will always keep going because that's the kind of person you are. Also, you're extremely nice and wish you had brothers and sisters. But if you saw the people standing on top of each other first, it means that you work very well in groups, and no matter what you're doing, people want to work with you. Up next is this picture. If you saw the people walking on the rocks across the water first, it means you're not the type of person who takes shortcuts. And no matter what you're doing and how hard it is, you will get through it. But if you saw the foggy castle-like buildings first, it means that sometimes you just want to move away and get away from your life, because sometimes you just think it's too stressful. Whatever picture you see first reveals what kind of person you are, part 37. Up first is this picture. If you saw the kids building a treehouse first, it means that you value your friendships a lot more than a lot of things in life. And whenever you're not with your friends, you feel like you're empty. But if you saw the house and the kid on the porch first, it means that you were a pretty lonely kid growing up, but you're not anymore. Also, you're extremely independent and you don't need help with anything. Next up is this picture. If you saw the kids building the puzzle first, it means that you have a really bad habit of staying up late at night and not getting enough sleep. Also, you feel like you need to be more hardworking as you get older. But if you saw the kids in the puzzle going into the house first, it means that you value and appreciate the little things in life. And you're never the one to back down from a challenge. Whatever picture you see first reveals what kind of person you are, part 38. Up first is this picture. If you saw the Mona Lisa first, it means you're a very big fan of history and you love researching it. Also, you really never know what to do with your day, so you just wait for somebody else to hit you up to do something. But if you saw the cat and the other animals first, it means that you have a very soft spot for all animals, and you couldn't hurt a living thing even if somebody paid you to do it. Also, sometimes you feel like you're getting used by everybody. Next up is this picture. If you saw the flowers first, it means that you have a very deep love for nature, and you hate how Earth is kind of being destroyed. But if you saw the woman first, it means you're looking for love right now in your life, but something is just holding you back from finding the one. Whatever picture you see first reveals what kind of person you are, part 39. Up first is this picture. If you saw the person smoking the cigarette first, it means that you have really good eyesight, and that you're the first person everybody goes to whenever they need anything. Also, you consider yourself good at everything. But if you saw the girl in the hat with her head turned first, it means that you're a very shy person and hate being in the spotlight. But when push comes to shove, you will always rise to the occasion. Next up is this photo. If you saw the cat first, it means you really don't know what's going on in your life right now, but you're just going with the flow. Also, you work yourself up a lot. But if you saw the mouse first, it means you believe you have a very bright future, and you won't let anybody get in the way of you achieving your goals. Whatever picture you see first reveals what kind of person you are, part 40. Up first is this picture. If you saw the people standing around the person reading a book, then it means you value your family time a lot. And if anything ever happened to them, you wouldn't know how to go on with your life. Also, you're extremely kind and sympathetic. But if you saw the person's face first, it means that the first time you meet somebody, you notice their face before anything else. Also, you're not the type of person to lie, and if you do, you feel extremely bad about it afterwards. Next up is this picture. If you just saw a mountain first, it means that you used to ski and snowboard a lot, but not so much anymore. You're also a very outdoorsy person and value nature over a lot of other things. But if you saw the eye and the eyebrow first, it means that eyes are very important to you in a person, and sometimes you wish you had different colored eyes. Whatever picture you see first reveals what kind of person you are, part 41. Up first is this picture. If you saw the woman's face first, it means you haven't found love in a while, and you would do anything to find it. Also, you're very stubborn and don't listen to anybody else but yourself. But if you saw the flowers first, it means you have no idea what you want to do with your life, but you're excited for the journey and wherever life takes you. Next up is this picture. If you saw the car driving on the bridge first, it means some days you just want to get up and travel and go away for weeks on end. Also, you're a very adventurous person and is always chasing a good time. But if you saw the ships first, it means no matter what life throws at you, you're always going to stay anchored to the ground because you're extremely strong-minded. Whatever picture you see first reveals what kind of person you are, part 42. Up first is this picture. If you saw the two people sitting there, one holding bowls on their head and the other playing the guitar, it means you always feel the need to be with somebody because you feel extremely bored and lonely when you're alone. Also, you're extremely compassionate and a easily likable person. But if you saw the two old people's head first, it means that you really don't want to grow old and you would rather stay young forever. Also, you're extremely close with your grandparents and you are a very good talker. Up next is this picture. If you saw the man holding the two swords first, it means you have no idea what direction your life is going in right now, and you really don't care. You're just going with the flow and enjoying things. But if you saw the skull first, it means that you believe life after death is real, but you just don't know what it is. Also, you're not the best at taking jokes. Whatever picture you see first reveals what kind of person you are, part 43. Up first is this picture. If you saw the man playing some sort of guitar, it means that you want to learn some instrument in your life. Also, you're a person who likes to pick up new skills just so you can challenge yourself. But if you saw the man's face first, it means that you really never have a say in anything in your life, and that really irritates you. Also, you don't know who your true friends are because you think everybody's fake. Next up is this picture. If you saw the trees first, it means whenever you're sad or irritated, you use nature as some sort of a comfort. And you never understood why humans just destroy Earth. But if you saw the two faces first, it means that the most important thing to you in life is love, and you have yet to find it. Also, you're extremely outgoing and are always seeking a good time. Whatever picture you see first reveals what kind of person you are, part 44. Up first is this picture. If you saw the trees first, it means that you're a very well-rounded person and is friends with everybody. Also, people can't stay mad at you for that long because you're too fun of a person. But if you saw the woman's head first, it means you only try things if they interest you a lot, meaning you really don't try new things. Also, you would love to have a significant other in your life, but you haven't had any luck yet. Next up is this picture. If you saw the person walking with an umbrella, it means that some days you get sad and you just don't know why. Also, you always wonder what more you could be doing to better your life. But if you saw the person's face first, it means that the first thing you notice about somebody new is their eyes. You also love driving around and listening to music and going out to eat with your friends. Whatever picture you see first reveals what kind of person you are, part 45. Up first is this picture. If you saw the skyscrapers first, it means that you dream to live a city life. And you also have extremely big dreams, but nobody else around you does, making it extremely hard to get motivation. But if you saw the man in the woods first, it means that you want to live a simple life and just go with the flow. Also, you never take anything for granted, and you live every day like it's your last. Next up is this photo. If you saw the kids walking on the sidewalk first, it means that you would do anything to go back to your childhood and be young again. Also, you used to care what people think of you, but now you don't. But if you saw the small town first, it means that the things you used to enjoy, you really don't enjoy anymore. And that really bothers you. Also, you don't know who your true friends are, and believe that everybody's fake. Whatever picture you see first reveals what kind of person you are, part 46. Up first is this picture. If you saw the flowers first, it means your life isn't where you want to be at the moment, but you're confident your life will blossom just like a flower. Also, you're a trustworthy person who everybody can count on. But if you saw the girl's face first, it means that you would do anything to find love, and you don't understand why it is. You're also somebody who gets irritated very quickly and isn't very good at controlling their emotions. Next up is this picture. If you saw the staircase with the people on it first, it means that you have nothing but confidence for the future of your life and have no expectations for what it holds. But if you saw the galaxy-like ceiling, it means that space is very interesting to you, but also very scary. You're also too nice to people who don't deserve it, and you're never aware of when somebody is being disrespectful to you. Whatever picture you see first reveals what kind of person you are, part 47. Up first is this picture. If you saw all the animals and trees first, it means that you're really good at knowing if somebody is lying to you or not. You also never want help when it comes to doing anything because you like doing things alone and being responsible. But if you saw the man's face first, it means that you fear growing old and want to stay young forever. You're also a very creative person who has a lot of different hobbies and does a lot of different things. Next up is this picture. If you saw the girl bending over by the pond in her house first, it means that you want to have a family and hope to get married and have a couple kids. You're also extremely dedicated to anything you do, whether that be brushing your teeth or your job. But if you saw the woman's face first, it means that you're the type of person who goes out of their way to help anybody, even a stranger. Also, people take advantage of your kindness. Whatever picture you see first reveals what kind of person you are, part 48. Up first is this picture. If you saw the colorful maze first, it means that you're really good in stressful situations and never panic. You're also the person to calm down everybody else. But you also get irritated very easily and kind of have a temper. But if you saw the girl's face first, it means that looks are everything to you, and it's the first thing you notice when you meet somebody new. Next up is this picture. If you saw the two astronauts first and Earth in the background, it means that you have a very hard time finding friends, but when you do, they're your friends for life. But if you saw the skull first, it means that death fascinates you, and you constantly wonder what happens when you die. You're also a very calm person who really doesn't talk much. Whatever picture you see first reveals what kind of person you are, part 49. Up first is this picture. If you saw the bald eagle first, it means that nature and wildlife fascinate you, and you would hope to turn into another animal when you die. Also, you're extremely trustworthy and a very brave person. But if you saw the woman's face first, it means that you're more sad than happy most of the time, and you try a lot of things to fix that, but nothing works. You also put a lot of trust into your family and friends, and sometimes it could be too much trust. Next up is this picture. If you saw the woman's face first, it means you hate being hot and think it's the most uncomfortable thing to experience. You also hate sweating, and you're not a big fan of the outdoors. But if you saw the flamingo first, it means that you love vibrant colors, and you never follow the crowd. You always do what you want to do when you want to do it. Whatever picture you see first reveals what kind of person you are, part 50. Up first is this picture. If you saw the pages of the book first, it means that you're really not a big fan of reading and haven't read a book in years. You're also extremely emotional and sensitive, and you hate having people mad at you. But if you saw the birds first, it means that you value your friends more than anything in the world. You also love watching TV shows and movies to pass time. Next up is this picture. If you saw the kids playing with the kites first, it means that you miss your childhood a lot and you always think about it. You consider it the happiest time of your life. But if you saw the statues playing with the kids first, sometimes you feel like your life is being controlled by your parents, and it makes you feel very immature. You would also love to move out of your parents' house, but you just have no money to do so. Whatever picture you see first reveals what kind of person you are, part 51. Up first is this photo. If you saw the apple first, it means that you are very happy and content with your life, and you honestly wouldn't change a thing. You also think extremely positive, and you're always the person to cheer somebody up in a stressful situation. But if you saw the two people first, it means that you prioritize relationships in your life, but you may be going through a period of uncertainty at the moment. You also hate being alone, and whenever you are, you get extremely bad anxiety.